together. I hope you can feel what it feels like now. This is why we work so freaking hard. It comes, we don't know what's going to happen, but if we keep staying with it and keep believing in it, it's going to happen, and it happened again. This ain't the only time we're going to get one of these.
That's just one win. We here for more than one win. But I got to get a game ball. First win in the silver and black.
Game time. What time is it?
Game time.
Whose house is it?
Our house.
Whose house is it?
Our house.
Hey, get off the house!
So the Las Vegas Raiders get the key victory yesterday to open up the season against the New England Patriots at Gillette Stadium. This game had so much significance. We have Tom Brady as a part owner. He spent the vast majority of his career with the Patriots, has a lot of love for that team, and he was an icon there. Then also Pete Carroll started his head coaching career with the Patriots back in the 90s. It was short-lived and didn't work out, but he did start there. And then we have Josh McDaniels is now the offensive coordinator after being fired a year and a half ago by the Las Vegas Raiders. So a ton of significance moving into this game to see, can the Raiders make a statement here? Can we prove all of the naysayers wrong? And I would say, yes, they did that. It wasn't pretty. It was ugly at some points of the game, and it actually had us guessing as to whether or not the Raiders were going to revert back to their old ways and, get a lead and then just, cough out at the fourth quarter and lose the game. However, I think what happened yesterday makes a real statement. Number one, we have an offensive coordinator in Chip Kelly who 1,000% believes in his quarterback and believes in these young wide receivers. And so the 20, 30-yard bomb that, Geno Smith was able to throw to Dante Thornton to keep that drive alive, to help the Raiders to secure this victory, was an incredible call, because it seems like that was the call all along. In fact, if you go back and you look at that play, if Geno Smith had not scrambled out to his right, which he didn't have to do, but I think it was in the play, if he hadn't scrambled out to his right, he would have had more time to set his feet properly and deliver a more accurate ball, because that ball was thrown short. If you look at the play, Dante Thornton jukes to the inside and then cuts to the outside, completely leaving the DB shoeless. And he has 4 or 5 steps on this guy. Now remember, Dante Thornton Jr. runs a 4.3 flat, right? He is faster than 99% of all DBs in the NFL. So once he gets a step, he's gone. He is uncoverable. And there was no safety help over the top. If Geno had been able to get his feet planted and didn't have that pressure coming straight into his face, that would have been another touchdown on yesterday's record for Geno Smith, and the first one for Dante Thornton Jr., because he had 4 or 5 steps, hit that kid in stride, and he is walking right into the end zone. However, it was a great play by Dante Thornton Jr. to come back to the ball, track the ball, and really slide down to the ground to make sure he picks that ball out of the air. Fantastic body control, hands, concentration, everything that you want to see in a potential future superstar wide receiver that we drafted in the 4th round, which is absolutely insane. So I think that what this game has really shown is that the Raiders' culture has changed. The belief in the quarterback has changed. The offensive coordinator making the adjustments necessary, because listen, our 6th overall draft pick in Ashton Jeanty only picked up 38 yards on, I believe, 18 rushes. Now, he did pick up one big first down. It was like a 9-yard run, which was great. And he did pick up the touchdown, which was great. But if you watch that game, go back and watch the game tape, he didn't really have any holes to cut through. It was grinding to get anywhere past the line of scrimmage, because, for one, the Patriots have a fantastic defensive head coach in Vrabel. And so Vrabel was going to make the Raiders beat them through the air. He obviously did not believe that Geno Smith was that good and our wide receiver core was that good because he continuously was blitzing and stacking the line to stop Ashton Genty. And so the genius of Chip Kelly was, well, if that's what you want to do, well, guess what? We have one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the NFL. Yesterday, he threw for over 70% completion rating. Again, this is just a normal work day for Geno Smith. That's what he does. There's going to come some interceptions, and the interceptions with Geno Smith are always going to be on the deep ball. And because he likes to sling it down deep, once that ball has to travel 2 or 3 seconds, it does give safety help over the top time to react and get into a position to intercept the ball. That's exactly what happened yesterday. So listen, you gotta just accept the bad with the good when it comes to Geno. He's gonna do that. He's gonna probably have 10 or 15 interceptions this season. However, when it comes to the shorter passes, the dude is phenomenal. Phenomenal. He is such an accurate passer. And so Chip Kelly said, okay, I call and I raise you, Vrabel, by throwing 9 balls over 20 yards that were completed, tying a record with the Raiders history. So expect that this is going to be the norm, guys. This is what we have now. We have a high-flying offense. I know we kind of stalled out after that first touchdown and the interception. If that interception hadn't happened, if Brock Bowers had caught that ball and was able to come down with it or even knock it away, the Raiders are on their way. They were clicking. They were on their way to another score. Whether it be a field goal or a touchdown, they were going to get some more points on the board. But that kind of stalled everything out a little bit. We tried to go to the run. That really wasn't working. So we stalled out and we had to punt on the next one. However, the adjustments were made at halftime, and this is what the Raiders have been unable to do. We were unable to do it with Antonio Pierce. We were unable to do it with McDaniels. And we seen that yesterday. McDaniels is so stuck on his way of doing things that he doesn't make halftime adjustments. And he didn't do that against the Raiders. What wasn't working in the first half, he just kept trying to do. Like eventually it's going to work. No, it's not. And this is why we got rid of McDaniels. The inability to make those halftime adjustments. Chip Kelly is known for making halftime adjustments. Patrick Graham, under the leadership of Coach Pete Carroll, made fantastic halftime adjustments. Our defense looked a little bit suspect in the first half. Especially not the first series, we looked great, 3 and out. But then we were kind of stumbling. Halftime adjustments came in. The Raiders ended up with 4 sacks, a ton of pressures, an interception, forced fumble, Max Crosby, right? We didn't recover, but oh well. The second half defense really played very well. Caillou Kelly is looking like a great replacement for Jacorian Bennett. I'm just going to say it. Jacorian Bennett was great. I think Caillou is just as good. He was sticking to his man like glue. And I know he got that pass interference, but if you go back and look at it, it's a 50-50 call for the refs. I think that was not pass interference. He turned his head around. There was no push off. There was no grabbing of the hands. He had some contact, but in the NFL, contact is not pass interference. You have to impede the receiver's ability to catch the ball. And when the ball's in the air and you have your head turned around towards the ball, you have just as much as right to that ball as the wide receiver does. And so I don't think it was pass interference. I think it was a bad call. But again, it could have been 50-50. What is not 50-50 is the fact that if you need a tiny home, you got to check out Box House. They are fantastic, guys. Box House is the leading company right now in the United States for tiny homes delivered anywhere in the United States. They have a fantastic lineup, fantastic customer service. You can call and speak to the owner The number is on the screen right now, and the link to their website is down below. I personally vouch for this company. I've done business with them. It's not just a sponsorship. I've actually paid them money and done business with them for their sister company, which is Container Bros, and I bought one of their 40-foot brand new containers for my property. And the customer service delivered straight to my door. They took the extra time to make sure that it was leveled, set exactly the way that I wanted it, exactly where I wanted it. Absolutely top notch. The owner actually drove out and did it for me as well. So cannot say enough about Kevin Ross and his companies, Container Bro and Box House. So if you need a container, give them a call. If you need a tiny home, give them a call. Also, guys, you got to make sure that your internet is safe, man. Make sure your information is safe out there on the dark web. It is absolutely insane. Aura.com, link is down in the description to get your 14-day free trial, which is long enough to find out if you or your family members' information is being sold on the dark web. Won't cost you a penny to sign up for free right now. Link is in the description. It's the only one I trust. Now listen, before I wrap up this video, I just want to say this. I've been saying that I think that everybody is sleeping on the Raiders. I think that Coach Pete Carroll was the perfect pick to bring in to absolutely turn this organization around. And I think that bringing in an offensive guru like Chip Kelly was fantastic. Now the only thing is, what are they going to do with Jakobi Meyers? Because Jakobi Meyers yet again proved that he is an elite wide receiver. People keep saying he's not elite. He is elite at what he does. He's not a burner on the outside, and he's not 6'5", but he is 6'2". So I think that Jakobi Meyers needs to get a deal done. The Raiders need to get a deal done with him. Sign this dude to a 3-year extension. What are you doing? Do not mess with perfection. What we seen yesterday is that your starting lineup of Jakobi Meyers, Dante Thornton, and Trey Tucker as the wide receivers, your 3 starting wide receivers, is perfect for Geno Smith. Sign him to a deal, Raiders. If you guys agree, type Jakobi Meyers down in the comments. Let's spam it up and get this video out there.